Apparently, Erika Kirk's stepbrother could be the man in the stairwell. Let's get into it.
Nikki in the building, baby. Nikki in the building, baby. In Cahoots podcast. Yeah. I keep God first, that's real. True crime on the table, facts on steel. Investigations, I chase that trail. If the story don't add up, I set it straight, no fail. I spot fake tears, I spot lies. Sketchy little moves, I see through the disguise. I'm fair, I'm funny, I bring that light. I call you out, then I'll still be polite.
Welcome back to another episode of In Cahoots Podcast. My name is Nikki. Before we get into the video, please help me out by hitting that hype button, smash the like button, subscribe, comment, share, turn on your post notifications, all that good stuff. If you want to support the channel, you can always hit the join button to become a member. Now, we're going to get right into this video because there's a lot going on that's kind of disturbing and concerning. First things first, we have to bring back Dan Flood. The man with the plan, Dan Flood. The man with the itchy shoulders. The man with the sore muscles. In my last video, we talked about the fact that Mitch Snow sent Stu Peters a photo from his Ring doorbell camera. And in that photo was a man that looked a lot like Dan Flood. All right, so on the left, we have the original Dan Flood, the sore Dan Flood. And then on the right is the man in the Mitch Snow doorbell camera. As far as the ears, I can say from this photo, they look a bit the same. I am not saying that that is Dan Flood, so everything is alleged, but the ears looking pretty suspect. But then I start getting a little weary because first of all, not only does the ears kind of check out for me, but the nose too. Dan Flood has a pretty long nose, but the shirt or whatever that is, I don't know if Dan Flood, would you wear that? Would you really do that to yourself? That what is that? I don't know what that is, but that's probably the one thing that's throwing me off, that I'm like, no, I don't know. Dan Flood doesn't give me these shirt vibes. Now here's a bit of a better side-by-side photo of the ear situation. On the left, we have the doorbell footage, Dan Flood. And on the right, we have the real Dan Flood. And I don't know, guys, these photos looking a bit similar to me. But you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think it's checking out? Are you just not sure? Or do you think we're all crazy and that is not Dan Flood? While we're on the topic of Dan Flood, though, you guys remember about 2 videos ago now, I showed you guys a close-up video of Dan Flood doing his little arm movement. Like I said in the video, I don't believe he was massaging himself or scratching himself. It's just an interesting slight push of something. And it looked like, to me personally, and this is all alleged, it's just my opinion, that maybe, just maybe, there could have been something underneath his sleeve. His sleeve looks a bit, let's say, puffy. It just doesn't seem natural compared to if there was absolutely nothing under there.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Just right here alone, if you look at his shoulder, it looks like there's something under there. It looks like it's round. And then the way that he touches it and it moves up, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. But I could be wrong. That could just be his jiggly, hard body muscles. I don't know. But I did come across Charlie Kirk's Texas A&M debate. So it gets to a point where Charlie makes a comment, hyping up the crowd, saying, I'm rooting for you guys, Texas A&M. The term call signal comes up and Dan Flood smiles and he does this exact movement, but it's a slight difference in that movement that made me kind of think, that's odd. Now, this was on August 5th of 2025, so a little over a month prior to Charlie Kirk's passing. Take a look at this.
For example, if you guys want to win the SEC again, of which I am pulling for Texas A&M to win an SEC championship again, and every single player is getting different call signs, that is definitionally different, and unity is what creates a good football team.
So did you guys see that? I mean, if he was smiling at the fact that Charlie's rooting for the school, I would think that he would smile along with the crowd cheering, right? Happy moment. Yay, Charlie's rooting for us. Woo. But it's afterwards and he's looking at someone. I wish I could see who he's looking at. But he does that signal or whatever that arm movement is. But this time he doesn't do it all the way up here like in the UVU video. It's kind of down here and he does it kind of quick. Just take another look really quick.
Texas A&M to win an SEC championship again. And every single...
Now he's starting to smile when the woo is over with. Now he starts smiling. Don't know who he's looking at still.
Different call signs. That is definitionally different.
So after Charlie says call signs, he's still smiling and he kind of looks over like, yeah, did you see what I just did? Isn't that funny? Call signs. Like, what was that? Again.
SEC again, of which I am pulling for Texas A&M to win an SEC championship again. And every single player is getting different call signs. That is definitionally different. And unity is what creates a good football.
I don't know. That was just weird. Why is everything that they do, why does it always have to be so weird? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think of that, of the whole smiling after the cheers, looking over at someone, slightly doing that little arm thing, doing a double take to see if that person or whomever he could be looking at maybe saw it. And it was a little bit funny, but now he has to focus on his job again. I don't know. Moving on. All right, now Nick Shirley is back in the X streets. 2 months ago, I made a video and I spoke about the fact that Nick Shirley and Tyler Robinson were related, as in they're cousins. Because looking into family records and genealogy, all of that stuff, it had come out just for a brief moment that Amber Jones Robinson, Tyler's mom, and Brooke T. Jones, Nick Shirley's mother, are half sisters. They share the same father. Allegedly. Now, Nick Shirley has come out and completely denied this. He is stepping all over it. He is saying you guys are trip flipping and ego dipping. I am not related to that man. Oh, but the people on X, you know X. They are digging. So then Nick Shirley decides to make his own family tree. So here's Nick Shirley's family tree that he presented, basically completely denying that he's related to Tyler Robinson. It's hard to see, I know. But here's Nick Shirley. Here is his mother. And his mother's maiden name shows as Brooke Crowley. If what Nick is saying is true, then he is saying that there is absolutely no way that he could be related to this man, Tyler Robinson. Let me tell you something. Whichever way or however this cookie crumbles, all that I have to say about this situation is that if for any reason this is true, that is some sick sugar honey iced tea. If Andrew Kolvet, Andrew Fairy Tale Flight Kolvet to be exact, interviewed this man live or pre-recorded, whichever way he wants to tell the story today. If he did that knowing, or somebody knowing, one of them knowing, I don't know, that they were related somehow, that is a spit in the face. That's hard for me to even put together in my mind. That Andrew Fairy Tale Flight Kolvet would interview Nick Shirley and Tyler Robinson is in the middle of taking a shot at Charlie Kirk or whatever the case may be. Gross. So I'm just going to say, I hope none of this is true. Because things are already terrible as it is. And I don't know how much more my little heart can take. Moving on. It is spreading like wildfire that Erika Pinocchio Kirk's stepbrother, Travis Ginta, could be the man in the stairwell at UVU. All day long, it is 2:25. I need to hurry up because I want to watch Candace. But all day long, I have been seeing photo after photo comparing Tyler Robinson to Travis, look at this. First of all, photo on the left, I don't know who that is. That person in that photo don't know who he is. Nobody knows who that is. If I was to compare that blob to Erika's brother, I don't see it. Are we saying it's him because there's sunglasses and a hat involved? Here's another photo. The person on the left has no nose. But even if he did have a nose, I still do not see the resemblance. I just don't. Do you guys see the resemblance? We have to stop just looking at tall white men with glasses and a hat. Like, I have no idea what this is. This could be some extraterrestrial creature or just a bunch of pixels together that made that. I cannot compare him to Tyler Robinson, let alone Travis Ginta. I mean, look at this photo. This person in this stairwell has no idea who he is. We can't say that this is Tyler Robinson. We can't say that's Travis Ginta. We just don't know who this person is. Here's another photo of Travis. A hat, sunglasses, and then they tell us to compare it to this. But you know what? In this photo, way over to the left, you see Travis. He has his arm around Erika's mother. His build is a lot bigger than Tyler Robinson or whoever is in that photo. He basically has more meat on his bones, if you ask me. But not seeing that. Not seeing the resemblance between the blob and Travis Ginta. We have more of a chance with Dan Flood and whomever that is on Mitch Snow's doorstep. Okay, that's a good picture to try to compare, look at similarities and all of that good stuff. That's good. That's good stuff. But you can't give me a blob of nothing and then tell me is this Tyler Robinson? Is this blob Travis Ginta or whoever else? Now, as you all know, Erika Reginae Pinocchio Kirk is not my favorite person. We all want the truth. That's why we're doing this. Especially smaller channels like this. And I'm not knocking the big channel, don't get me wrong, because Candace and Barron, y'all doing y'all thing. But smaller channels even like mine, you can't call us grifters. You can't say that we're money hungry. We want to make money off of these people. Because guess what? What I make off of YouTube, I cannot even pay my rent with that. So that is not the case. I want to know what happened that day. That was a human being that was assassinated in broad daylight in front of millions of people. That was probably the saddest, most devastating thing that I've ever witnessed. But I tell you this, I'm with you when you're right. So if somebody comes up with a lead or whatever the case may be, and it seems to check out, it's really being investigated genuinely in good faith, I'm with you. But what I'm not going to do is sit here just to please other people. I'm not going to sit here and blame every white man with sunglasses and a hat, or every tall, skinny white man that has ever been around Erika Kirk. We want the truth, but we don't want to disturb or ruin other people's lives while doing it. I do believe that the truth is going to come out. I think that God is going to reveal everything. And when he does, have mercy. That's what I'll be praying. Lord, have mercy. But I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon just because it's the new hot thing. I'm not going to be like, yes, that's definitely him, Erika Kirk's brother. Oh my God, I should have known. Of course, she used her brother. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So if you think that 100% Travis Ginta looks like the blob in the stairwell, if that is what you think, hey, comment below. Let me know. You guys know I love to hear your opinions. I love it. I try to reply to each and every one if I can. If I miss some, I do apologize. But lately, a lot more comments have been coming through, so I'm doing my best. But yeah, let me know. I'm not going to fault you for thinking that it is him in a stairwell. So as long as we keep it respectful in the comments, let's talk about it. You think it's him? Why? What part of the blob do you see that looks exactly like Travis Ginta? Like, show me where on the blob. I will hear you out. But I just don't want what we're doing to get to a point where it's kind of like, man, they're just making stuff up now. Because that's not why we are all here. It shouldn't be. We want to know the truth. Because a human being was publicly taken down. And that should have never happened. Nobody deserves that. But I'm going to wrap this video up right here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please, like I said earlier, hit the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Don't forget to hype the video for me. Please hype the video for me. Also, like, share, turn on your post notifications. If you want to donate to the channel, my Cash App and Venmo, they're right there on the screen. Everything is appreciated. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can also hit the join button and become a member. Until next time, guys, my name is Nikki. This has been In Cahoots Podcast. Bye.